This video will show you how to export a contact lookup from WiredContact that's easily imported into the Outlook contacts. This lesson has a few assumptions and caveats. We're going to assume that the report template that we built is in your existing report library. If it isn't present, we will charge a fee to install this report template on your site. We'll also assume you're using Outlook for the desktop. You will run backups before you start any import processes. If you're not comfortable dealing with any Outlook contact imports, please partner with your local IT provider that supports Outlook for you before proceeding. MondoCRM doesn't provide Outlook contact importing or troubleshooting services, but we can recommend an Outlook specialist to help you to support your unique setup. Also, your WiredContact screen may have a different color scheme than yours that we're going to present because WiredContact's had a few iterations of icons and layouts over the past 20 years. With these ground rules laid out, let's go into WiredContact. After logging into WiredContact, your start page will be different. In this case, I will start in the task list view, then I'll go to the lookup page. From the lookup page, you can look up any set of contacts that you wish. In this example, I will look up vendors. All right, now that I have my vendors, I will go to the reports page. From here, I will click on not Outlook Export All. I will have something called lookup. So you're going to create a report here that's pre-formatted to be Outlook friendly for just a lookup. In this case, it's just the vendor records. I'll press the button now. Once the report is done, you can go to the libraries, go to reports, and you'll see something called Outlook Contacts.csv. If you want to open it here, click Open File. And if you see something like this, just press Don't Convert because that'll screw up your zip codes. And you have a list of contacts that will be ready to be imported into Outlook. Okay, we're going to leave this screen and then transition into Outlook. Here we are in the Outlook contact screen. Please note, I am not turning on the new Outlook for this. We haven't used it yet, and what we have found that if we enable this, a lot of plugins won't work. So with that said, let's get into importing some data. One thing you could do is I would create a new folder. I'm just going to call it WiredContact because then I know it came from WiredContact and I'm not putting it into the same category as my personal contacts or from other sources like a website folder or wherever else. I'm just keeping everything separate. Now what I'll do is go to the File menu and notice you don't really see an import icon. You go to Open, then you got to go here. Then you say Import from another program or file. Next. Comma separated values. Next. I'm going to go find my file. And these are your options when it comes to duplicates. In Outlook, there is no tool you can see to change how Outlook deduplicates contacts. So I probably would check in something like do not import duplicate items and just keep it like that. Or if you really think everything in WiredContact is always the latest and greatest, then hit replace duplicates with items imported. All right, with that said, I'm going to hit next. And where am I going to put this? Well, I'm going to put this in my WiredContact folder. So under contacts, I'll look for WiredContact here and hit next. And you could just hit finish, but I'll just show you what happens with map custom fields. So the report that we created, or I created, actually has the fields mapped. So you see company matches company, phone numbers are matching, mobile phone matches up, the categories match up. That's kind of cool because what I've done is I put in a category called WiredContact by default. When we import the data, you will know that it always came from WiredContact as your source. We try to keep everything matched up. And once that's ready, we hit OK. You can change the way you see your cards by hitting Change View. And now your contacts have been imported into Outlook from a WiredContact lookup. Okay, we're going to show one more feature of Outlook, and then we're going to wrap things up. When the contacts are imported, double-click here, and you'll see a category here called WiredContact, and you can have a category color. If you want to change your colors, you go to Categorize, All Categories, and in this case, I had WiredContact as purple. If you don't see the category here, you can hit New and create something called WiredContact and assign it a color. If you wanted all your WiredContact contacts in fuchsia or pink or whatever that is, you can assign it that color, so when you quickly open up a contact, you will see it came from WiredContact as your source. But if you want to learn more about messing with your contacts in Outlook, work with your IT contractor, or I just use YouTube and Google searches to come up with answers on how to organize contacts further within Outlook. And I just want to review, if you are doing this over and over again, we recommend you go to the following practice when you import contacts again. Let's go back to the wizard. And right here, I would say replace duplicates with items imported. As I said at the beginning of the lesson in the caveats section, Outlook doesn't really reveal how duplicates are determined. I looked around Google and I even asked ChatGPT to say, how do you do this? Outlook has an algorithm behind the scenes. It seems to be that email address of the contact is the primary key, but I think it's just best to let it replace the duplicates with items imported. We do not support two-way sync. This is meant as a convenience to import contacts from WiredContact to Outlook. So in case you want to see them on your phone, or you're putting the data into a phone so you have caller ID in your car when somebody calls in, that seems to be why people want this feature. This wraps up the lesson. Thanks for watching. Brought to you by MondoCRM. We facilitate insight.